Hello everyone. I'm playing Tomb Raider 1 to 3 Remastered, starring Lara Croft on the Xbox Series X. I previously played all of these games on PC and have done for like the last 20 years or so. I grew up playing them on PC with tank controls. I'm very well versed with the tank controls, but when it comes to playing it on a console with a controller, I just can't manage it. Luckily, these games have come with a new modern control scheme, which is based on Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld in the Tomb Raider series. So looking briefly at the settings, when you first launch the game, it will start with tank controls enabled by default, I believe. If it does, then you can just change it to modern controls. I have adjusted some of the button prompts. So just to talk you through those, I've moved walk to the left bumper. I've moved look to the right bumper. And I've moved duck to X. It just makes more sense to me to have walk on the left bumper. Now, at the bottom of this menu, you'll see an option called secondary. It doesn't really explain what this is, but it's on the right trigger, or R2 on the PlayStation. It should really say secondary action. Now, in the original 1 to 3 versions of these games, action did a whole load of things. It picked items up, it pushed button pull levers, pushed blocks, it grabbed ledges, and it shoots. In Tomb Raider Legend, Anniversary, Underworld, shoot was moved to the right trigger, like a lot of shooting games. And they've included that in this version because this is based on that control scheme. They've included that in the modern control scheme. So right trigger is now your secondary action, which is shoot, and also grab ledges is right trigger as opposed to Y or triangle. So just bear that in mind as we go through. Now, in order to do a running jump, Lara won't make this as a standing jump. In order to do a running jump, you have to hold left trigger now and press down, and she'll hop backwards. Now, that hop back for new players to the series is the right distance to do a running jump. She needs one block run up in order to do a running jump. So now you simply hold forward and jump, and she'll make that every time. So walk to the edge. In the old control scheme, you'd simply press down and she would hop backwards in the tank controls. Now you simply hold left trigger to get your guns out and then press down and she'll do that hop back and then guns away again. It's quite simple. And then hold forward and then jump, another running jump. And then finally walk to the edge, left trigger, down, and this is a running jump and grab. So we'll run and then jump, and then hold right trigger to grab. You can now let go of right trigger. Once she's grabbed it, and I've let go of right trigger now, and she continues holding it with auto grab. And similarly, if I just press jump here and nothing else, she'll automatically grab at the highest point without me holding grab at any point. And that's your secondary button, your right trigger by default. This next section is another one that people have struggled with, is Lara can no longer do side jumps. As I mentioned, you can no longer do a hop backwards. If you press back, she'll just run back, which is why you have to have your guns drawn. So there are two ways that you can do this sort of jumping. You can do it with your guns drawn. Or, and I'll just demonstrate it backwards, you can just do it by jumping. She'll just jump whichever way you push jump. That's what would happen in Tomb Raider Legend. And if you remember, she would only do side flips and back flips when she had her guns drawn in Tomb Raider Legend. And that's how she jumps now in this game. So swimming. Previously, you would have to press jump to make her swim. You no longer have to press jump to make her swim. You just push forwards, and the direction is where the camera's pointing. So you move the camera up, and it will look up, and she'll swim up. In order to go under the water, you do still have to press jump. But if you look up, she'll swim up. You look down, she'll swim down. It can get a little fiddly with the controls, both underwater and just on ground in very tight spaces. So what I find quite helpful is that look button, which I almost sort of toggle on and off just to reset the view. So finally, then we have some combat. Where's that butler when you need him? I'm not going to shoot too much in this because it's loud and you won't be able to hear me. But it's quite simple to just do quite an easy vault over an enemy, pressing forward and jump and then roll in the air, and she'll do a flip in the air. And you can just shoot at enemies like that, run at them, jump over them, jump away from them while shooting constantly. And it really is quite simple, and I've gotten quite used to it. You can then obviously also jump sideways if they throw things at you, like the centaurs in Tomb Raider 1 throw stuff at you, and you can just do sideways jumps to avoid them. So I hope this has been helpful to learn the new control scheme. If there's anything else you need explaining, I'm happy to help. But for me, I think this is a real win, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic that I can turn the camera and run in any direction I want at any point that I want. Yeah, she does do janky things like this. I don't know how fast you can get her to go in the end. But I think it's perfect for the modern gamer, and I think there isn't really anything that I found that's I need to show you dropping down off a ledge. There we go. There was something else. I was thinking there's something else I've forgotten. What is it? I just think it's so versatile to be able to just jump in whatever direction you want at any point. So if I climb up here, on the old tank control system, as you probably remember, you had to face away from a ledge. If I can get up there. You had to face away from a ledge like she is now, and then you press backwards and she'll hop backwards off the ledge, and then you'd grab it on her way down. You can't do that anymore because the only way to hop back is to have your guns drawn, and you can't then grab the ledge while your guns are drawn. You simply cannot put them away fast enough to grab the ledge. But instead what you do is you run at the ledge directly. So you just run at the ledge, hold the right trigger, and she grabs it. So it's the same as what you're used to. It has the same effect. In fact, it's slightly faster. And then similarly with control, I don't think you can any longer back out of a ledge backwards, but you can just, when you get to the edge, you can press jump and she'll just jump off. That's a new addition that wasn't in the original games. I believe it was in Tomb Raider Chronicles, but it certainly wasn't in Tomb Raider 1, or Tomb Raider 1 and 2 didn't have crawling, but Tomb Raider 3 didn't have any moves like that. So that's how you get down from a ledge when crawling now. So I hope this has been useful. Don't forget you can also do your handstands by holding shift, holding walk and pushing forward. She'll do a handstand, and she'll also do a very nice swan dive to her death as well if she's too high. Thanks for watching.